Hey, quants. Today, I'm just gonna do a real quick one on BTC because I want to get back to some work and try and get some things done for the Quant Prime AI program before the holidays get here, before Thanksgiving gets here. So, Bitcoin's looking pretty ugly today. Yes, last time I was on, I went through some different potential exits that you might have taken. Or could have taken if you were doing pattern trading, or if you were just doing some following the master strategy or using the parabola. And there was kind of a nice reoccurrence right around 101. One thing that I recall that I didn't cover was actually going over the Gann Swing indicator. And so in that context, we had a high at 126 and then a low down here at 105. And so this low at the 105 would have been one of your areas. If you're just following a very simple break of the swing high or break of the swing low, that would have been another area where you potentially could have exited 105.5. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I should have mentioned that with all the group of all the other exits that I mentioned last time and I didn't mention this time. So the other thing that I want to mention is we did get one close. I did switch charts, so I mean this might not have been on the Bitstamp chart when I was looking at it, but I'm now using the index chart for doing these analyses. We did have a close where the 200 SMA slope was pinkish color, and so that means it was a downward slope, and it could have changed there, but it's kind of flip-flopping, which can happen, of course. Obviously, these things are going to flip-flop until a trend is fully developed. But right now, we're looking at a potential another flip. And so I went ahead and updated this chart. Again, one of the things that I'll do when I get a little extra time and I'm not focused on getting some of the work done that I'm doing for the Quant AI program, I'm probably going to make this so that it updates automatically with the master strategy. But all that said, I've updated it even though this is not yet closed and confirmed. I just went ahead and updated it, and we'll see how it looks tomorrow. I'm also not going to go over the weekly strategy today because that's still going to be open until later tonight, but there was a trade that was opened. I look at that on the hourly time frame just so that I can get the times to line up when I want them to line up. And the last thing that well, there's a couple other things. So one of the other things that I'll mention is there was the potential, I think I did this Friday, there was a potential for bullish divergence. It was looking like potential 3 drives of bullish divergence here. Well, that failed. And so now we're just looking for a reset of these oscillators before we see some potential upside. We've been going down for quite some time now. So I still would be looking for a nice retest of one of these 200s. This was close, but not quite there. And so I would, and this could happen in a month or in 2 months, but which means that if prices kind of hang down low like they are or where they're at now, you'll see these 200s get pulled down. And so then it's potentially, maybe if that happens in the next couple of months, maybe that gets pulled down to kind of where this parabola line was, and then we see a touch somewhere around here, around 105 or something like that, for the rejection of a lower swing high, kind of on the macro time frame, and then Bitcoin goes bye-bye for a few months for a full bear market. So two other things that I'll go over here is the current position right now is it looks like we're setting at a line that has been support for quite some time. So I'm expecting, I kind of mentioned this last time, I didn't look at the VPVR today, but if I put that on, last time I was looking at that, there's quite a bit of support right here. And so we're currently, let me zoom out a little bit more so it's including a little bit more data. And so, yeah, we're currently below this. This is a high volume node. There was a lot of support here. We're currently below that. So obviously that's not bullish. But if we can get back above here, maybe we'll get enough momentum to test these underside targets. So yeah, looking at like we're kind of at some historical since we started setting in some new all-time highs, it looks like we're at historical support right now. No clue when we'll see the markets turn around to get some upside, and who knows if that'll be long-term upside or continued upside, or if we're just going to get kind of that lower swing high before we close the curtains on this 4-year cycle. And then the last thing that I wanted to take a peek at real quick, because I touched on this Friday, was the seasonal tables. So we are currently setting at a negative for the year. And so when I had pulled this over for all the data that we had and kind of took a look at that, you know, I mean, this was very early on, so I don't know if I would count this, but either way, we're seeing kind of this pattern of red, green, 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 red. And so that aligns with the 4-year cycle. And this one even is not lining up with the 4-year cycle in that way, but with the idea of diminishing returns. But I mean, if this market just ends up flat, maybe that's just all we're getting for this last year. So, which is essentially nothing, but I guess it would be better than negative. So, just kind of keeping an eye on that to see how that closes out for the year. That'll be interesting to watch. And I think that's going to be it. Like I said, just a short one because I want to get back to doing some coding work before Thanksgiving comes here. So hope everyone's having a good day, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, quants.